What's up, y'all? Hedglen here. Coming back to you to say thanks for all your comments and suggestions on the Longhorn project. My first custom pipe, so pretty nervous about it, getting it done right the way the guy wanted it. But I think I did it pretty good. He says he likes it. I haven't actually taken it to him yet, but showed him some pictures. So I'll kind of talk about it, the process and everything, but I'll go ahead and show it to you first. Here it is. Kind of block some of that. And yes, as you can see, I did end up painting it. I could not find any information on... Well, there's a little bit of stuff I got to clean off there. Oh, okay, it's just something I got on it. Took away some of the detail putting that paint on it, some of the details in the cracks of the skull, but it kind of made it look a little more bone-ish, if that's a word. And then the bottom's just you know, flat grain. So that's it. So I'll talk about it. I honestly had, I feel, some pretty cool ideas. I had right here on the sides, instead of all lines everywhere, I was going to have a star, you know, Texas is the Lone Star State, and then I was going to have a little Texas, you know, about that big or so, and it was going to be smooth, and my plans were to have it smooth, the star and the Texas smooth, and the same colored dye as the skull was going to be, like a lighter walnut. And I got here chocolate Phoebings to get it really dark. But he didn't like the designs on the side. He wanted lines all over it. I thought it looked like way dope with the designs, but he didn't, so it's his pipe. So I took those out, and then had to cut it back down and put lines back in it, and then he didn't want. I showed him. I had a piece of sample wood that I showed him what the contrast would be with the dye, the lighter dye, and he said he wanted it white. So I said, well, I don't know of a way to get it white. I tried the Phoebings white, and it didn't take into the wood at all. It didn't soak in, so that didn't work. And so I went back and was trying to look at my other options, and he suggested, my customer suggested, getting heat resistant paint from Lowe's for like engines or grills or you know, barbecue grills. So I said, you know, I've never done it before. I don't know how it's going to turn out. Obviously you can look at it here and say, oh cool, but in a year of smoking it, what's going to happen? I don't know. But what I did is I primed it all, the skull. Well, I first stained it, the chocolate stain, and then I buffed it all down with the Triple E, carnauba wax, everything. And then I went as carefully as I could. You see there's a few minor, I don't know if you can see real good, where the stain and everything kind of blended in. Can't really see it. Anyways, it looks good to y'all, right? And so I primed all the skull, and the primer went on great. No problem with the primer. Then when I went with the white, and it's spray paint. I couldn't find any, you know, in a pint or, you know. So I had to put it in, like, spray it into a little container and then paint it on. So I brushed the primer on, primer went on great. Then I went to the white, and every time I put the white on them, I let the primer dry for 24 hours, and it wasn't that thick of a, it was pretty thin. Every time I wiped the white on, it would pull and mix with the primer, so it kept on just becoming light gray. And so I did about 8 coats of that to try and get more white into it. And then after that, I said, forget it. You know what? I got enough of that heat resistant stuff on it. I'm going to go ahead and put some acrylic on the top. And so I did that, hoping that the heat resistance with the wood will keep from harming the acrylic. And then I put acrylic sealer on it. I put 2 coats brushed on of acrylic spray sealer. So that's what I did. And he doesn't seem to care. He's willing to take the chance. He wanted it white. So yeah, there it is. Let me know what y'all think. Take it easy.